Oh my god, it's gonna crush me! Hello YouTube, and we're back again with more Star Citizen. Lysergic here, and today we're going to talk about the persistent universe. I say let's talk about all the new stuff, all the new 10 for the chairman, and all the updates of CitizenCon that have us all so very excited. And I hope you're as excited as me, which has been my fucking catchword today, because I am excited-er than a friggin' spaceman on space crack to, hopefully very soon get some multi-crew ship demo things going on. I want to get that multi-crew in the Arena Commander so I can fly this sweet-ass missile boat I got here, as we've been calling it. But today, we're going to talk about everything from CitizenCon. We're going to talk about everything from the recent updates on the CIG site. And let's start with, like, kind of how all the modules of the persistent universe are coming together, which is something that really gets me fucking psyched, dude. You heard? Because we're getting the PlanetSide module soon. We're going to be able to walk around and talk to our spaceman friends on the PlanetSide module, the social module, whatever you want to call it. We're going to have the FPS module demo debuting at PAX Australia or something like that. Yeah, PAX Australia is going to be the debut for that, and hopefully we'll have access to it soon after that. And I mean, if you're just tuning in, if you just became a fan of this game, this is really what Star Citizen is about, man. We're finally starting to see all the modules and all the things we've been waiting so long and hounding at every little detail for, gobbling up every little bone they throw us, every little friggin' screenshot. It's all finally coming together into the persistent universe. It's all gonna we're totally really seeing now, like, what their vision was for this game in the first place, and that is like the coolest thing to me, dude. I'm so excited. So the first thing I wanted to bring up was in the recent 10 for the chairman, someone asked a question about, like, rotating planets, like, will the planets have orbits, and does it matter where they are when we're, you know, doing our thing in the persistent universe? And yeah, apparently the planets are actually going to move, excuse me, and that's going to be fixed to, like, some sort of grid system that we can, you know, maybe the planets will move independent of the grid, and whatever their spot on the grid is where they are at that time, and that's going to vary. Or maybe the grid will, like, be central to the star system, like the star system is this point on the grid and the planets move around it. But that should be pretty interesting to see how that all works out. Since the most recent update, we have, you know, you could change your hangar systems. I touched on that in the last video. You could put whatever ships you want in your hangar, you can show them. And for this week only, we have access to all the dogfighting ships. And here's my fish tank. I don't have any fish in it, but I do have also the loot crate, which has got some cool stuff in it, and the UEE towel. So you can show off all your cool stuff, you know, in your hangar now. And you can switch your hangars and use whatever hangar you want to use and display whatever ships you want to display. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool, right? So other than that, oh my god, I got in the wrong seat. I always do this. They're going to be upgrading in the next release of the next release of Amino Acids Arena Commander. Amino Commander. I can't get out. I can't get out. I'm stuck. Oh my god. Abort mission. So the next release of Arena Commander, they're gonna have bigger map sizes. I think they're gonna double the size of the maps or something like that, and that's gonna allow us to do some more cool stuff as far as power management systems go. And they're gonna update that system. The salvage ship, the Reclaimer, is going to be really awesome. That's going to be either a hospital ship variant or the salvage variant, which should be fun to play with. And that's gonna be really cool, because during, like, a big fight, like, you know, some huge organization battle or something like that, There's a lot of money on the table, you know. There's like, you know, big multi-cruise ships, constellations, shit like that. You don't want to lose, you know, what you've got. You don't want to, you know, you don't want to have to pay all this money to replace all your big ships, because for your big ships, insurance is going to cost more money. So that should be a really cool role for the Reclaimer to fill, to kind of keep your own friends in the fight and make sure you guys get to wear out the other, you know, the opposing forces by repairing your ships and recovering salvage from blown up ships, and kind of just restock and resupply all your friends during this fight, so you can be kind of like a part of the fight without actually having to shoot anybody, but you could still play like a huge role, which is part of like the, you know, all the cool things that are coming together in the persistent universe, which is what I keep saying, that it's all coming together, and we're finally getting to see the fruits of the labor of what we've been waiting for this whole time. So that's like so cool to me. Also, another guy asked a question about renting ships that I wanted to comment on. Like, that seems really cool. I think that whole system, like, of, like, maybe I want to hire a guy to be a crew on my ship. Maybe I want to hire someone to operate the turret on my freelancer while I'm doing a particularly dangerous cargo run or something like that. You could also rent a ship, maybe, Chris Roberts said. So if you want to take on a mission that you certainly don't have the capacity to do, maybe like more cargo than you have, or you want a better ship, or even maybe rent guns, could be a possibility in the future after the persistent universe launches in a future version. Or like bank loans, they're going to do bank loans, kind of something like that. If you steal a ship, you may be able to like get a loan on it to get insurance or something. There's going to be like all these bank corporations, and we're really kind of seeing how the dogfighting module and the persistent module and the planetside module and the FPS boarding ship module is going to all kind of work out. And we're waiting for players, of course, again. This always happens to me when I'm trying to record. It fucks me over when I try to get into a game. Alright, we're in. So another thing I wanted to touch on is how in the current dogfight module with these really small maps and like kind of like really close quarters combat, there's nowhere to run. And I see a lot of people complaining on the forums about how, you know, that like the turret fighting, and you know, you kind of just sometimes end up in a dogfight as like a tank turret where you're just in one place spinning around shooting people. And I see people on the forums going, oh, I don't like the combat, it's, you know, it's the missile loop is terrible with the countermeasures and the missiles, and it's shit. There's so many people going around saying that. And in the latest 10 for the chairman, I think Chris Roberts really did a good job of shooting that down and saying that in, you know, the next update of Arena Commander, hopefully, where we get a bigger, better map system and a bigger, better ability to customize our power management, that should be very interesting. That guy just blew up right in front of me, I think. That was pretty scary. So I also wanted to talk about the role that the Reclaimer and the hospital ship and the ambulance version of the Cutlass are probably going to bring into this this loop. That should be a huge difference when we get like the whole multi-crew ship demo type thing, in that in a bigger persistent universe you don't have to dogfight somebody, you don't have to do everything head on. It's probably not gonna work like that at all. That a lot of people, if they're outmatched, you know, and you're just locking onto them constantly and throwing missiles at them, they're gonna run. And if they stay outside of your missile range, you know, you're screwed. They can run all they want, and they'll eventually leave the instance and, you know, beam off, engage their jump drive, all power to shields, whatever you want to say, and they're gonna go somewhere else, and you're not gonna be able to follow them. Or you could, you know, to lose a missile lock, you could go hide behind an asteroid and totally, oh god, and totally power down your ship, which is going to be a new feature. There's so many other things that are going to be going on when this is in a larger scale to make it different than just like this close range dogfighting. And that's where like the hospital ship and the ambulance ship, the Cutlass and the Reclaimer module variants are going to come into play. In that, you know, you might not want to take somebody's ship out. It's not like this dogfighting module where we're all just trying to kill each other. You know, you might not want to blow somebody's ship up. You might want to use your sucker punch distortion cannons that are coming stock on the Cutlass to, you know, disable the ship without blowing it up, and that's going to all transfer into the boarding module. You know, there's going to be so much more to it than just sitting in one place and turreting and trying to blow each other up in hornets, which is what we're starting to see come to fruition in the updated modules to the game. So that's going to be a huge difference than what we have now in the dogfighting module, in my opinion at least. Are these guys just sitting here? I'm still in first, right? Okay, good. I'm gonna pass this guy right here. Yeah, so we should have a lot of new... Oh my god. So we should have a lot of new, fresh content as soon as we can actually board somebody inside Arena Commander. And we can use the Cutlass where we have, you know, abilities to disable people's ships and tractor beams and all kinds of new stuff. I've gotten a little bit better at racing, as you guys can see. I'm not crashing into every checkpoint now, and this is the easiest course, but hey, at least I'm winning. Of course, I had to brag about that. So yeah, I think that Arena Commander, yes, of course it can get a little stale playing it over and over again now, but if you're really a fan of this game, you should know about all the stuff that's going to come when this is in a bigger scale, and especially how much different it's going to make it just having bigger maps and the ability to go somewhere else if you don't like the shooting situation you're in, you know? And multi-crew is only going to change that exponentially more. So that's a whole different world that's waiting for us. And with the demo of the PlanetSide module that we saw, I win. That's gonna change everything. The PlanetSide module is so cool. If you guys were following CitizenCon and watched that demo of the PlanetSide module where everyone was running around, you know, they had all the AI in the shops and it just looked all so cool. The landing sequence was probably the coolest thing I've ever seen in a game. I don't care if it's automated. That all looked so freaking fun with the landing sequence and everything. I'm so excited for, you know, seeing more first-person footage, especially combat. So that's going to be really cool. They kind of talked about in the latest 10 for the... Look at this guy. In the latest 10 for the chairman, they kind of talked about, like, how, like, the UEE system, I can never say that, UEE system is going to work, like, with, say, someone's ramming you. They're going to be able to figure out who rammed who and who blew who up. Stuff like that. Wow, it just kicked me right out, didn't it? So before I was rudely interrupted by the game trying to crash on me, I was talking about how, like, the bounty system will be handled, that they'll actually be able to tell if this guy was on a crash course into you, even though he had a smaller ship and you were in a constellation, even though he blew up when he crashed into you, it was his fault, so he's going to be the one who gets a bounty on his head for reckless driving or hit and run or whatever you want to call it, space hit and run. And that kind of is a good segue into, like, the role of the hospital ships, the Reclaimer, and the Cutlass variants, which should be, like, super freaking cool. That should be a very exciting addition to the system we have going, especially because you're going to be able to get into this fight without really having to actually shoot at anybody, which I've said like a million times now, but I think it's cool that you can play a huge role in the fight without fighting. And when we can actually, you know, disable somebody's ship and then go to board it, you know, you kick down the door and you're ready to blow dudes up, and maybe you get caught by a grenade and you get blown back into your own ship. You know, if you were boarding them from the hospital variant or the ambulance variant of the Cutlass, you know, maybe you can, you're going to have some kind of technology that you can revive your guy with, which is going to be something that's in the persistent universe. And that would save you a life on your Death of a Spaceman mechanic. Or, you know, if you can't get revived there, say you guys lose the shipboarding fight, you know, maybe you got a friend with a Reclaimer that's waiting to, you know, if something bad happens, he holds your ship down and he saves it, or something like that. And there's just going to be so many cool, different, you know, ways to go about getting someone killed other than just what we have in the dogfight mode now. And that's really what I'm excited about. So I'm going to wrap up this video a little shorter than I intended because we keep getting into these stupid races without players, and it's getting frustrating. But, you know, I just wanted to kind of give you guys an idea of why I'm excited for the dogfight module to evolve into the shipboarding module and the FPS combat, and how cool it's going to be when multi-crew rolls around, and how much it's going to change the way we look at it, not just fighting in these little small, cornered, kind of tiny little maps. I think that's going to be very exciting, and I think that's going to really change the whole game as far as we're concerned when it comes to these, you know, dogfighting in these small maps where it's kind of, there's only one objective, there's only one way to kill the other guy's ship. The real game is going to be nothing like that. There's going to be so much more to do. It's going to be economy driven. You know, people are going to be hunting you down for your cargo, and all this really cool freaking stuff that we're going to have going on that I'm so excited for, dudes. Like, I really cannot wait to see you guys in the verse, just like they say at the end of every video. I can't wait to pull up to somebody in my freelancer and scan their cargo, you know, and try to blow their engine off the back of their ship so they can't get away. Maybe they eject and I blow up their escape pod, you know, whatever. There's going to be so much cool freaking stuff we can do in this game, and I'm so excited to see it. And it looks like we are going to have a race here. Nope, no one's ready. So I'm going to cut this one off here. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video as much as I did winning this race. And tune in next time for more Star Citizen. I'm going to continue regular updates for this series. We're going to have a new PlanetSide video up soon. I'm going to continue that series as well. So I've reevaluated the way I'm going to do things, so we don't have any more content ID issues like we did with Shadow of Mordor, unfortunately. But we have a lot to look forward to in the future. I'm going to be picking up Evil Within tonight, and after I render these videos, I'm probably going to start that one. We're going to do a real full playthrough of that this time. And luckily, we got a lot of Ubisoft-friendly games coming out, which are good games for Let's Players because they don't really give anyone any problems when it comes to content ID. They basically said, hey, go ahead. If you're monetized with the YouTube Partner Program, go ahead. Which is great because this is such a huge part of advertising, you know, developers' games. So we got Far Cry on the horizon. We got Assassin's Creed on the horizon. But much more sooner, we're going to be doing Evil Within, and we're hopefully going to do Alien Isolation too. I like horror games, I like stealth games, so tune in next time to look forward to that, guys. This is Live Searcher signing out. Everyone have a good night. Oh wait, if you want to see more, like and subscribe. I love you for every like, and I love you more for every subscribe, so let me get some of those, and we'll keep it coming with more videos.